Hey y'all, it's Rick here with Uncommon Communion, recording on the day before the start of the new liturgical year. I think we can call this New Liturgical Year Eve. Of course, right? I want to share with you in just a moment a reading that I came across on Friday, the 28th, about this time of year. And it's from the Celtic Book of Days, or the Celtic readings that I do each day. Before I share that with you, let us begin, as we always begin this time, by recognizing and realizing, upholding, and leaning into living from the reality that we are always and everywhere in the holy presence of the more and each other. Yes, y'all, it is almost Advent. And I got to be honest, Advent is my favorite season of the church year because it comes at a time that we are waiting. It comes at a time where there is darkness. It comes as we do three different movements. We look backwards at the story that of salvation history that has come. We look ahead to the hope we have for the future. And we look around and we recognize how Christ is right here with us right now. Most importantly, I think what Advent invites us to do is to wake up and pay attention. I want to read two parts here at the beginning and then as a closing prayer from this Celtic Book of Days. And I'll try to put a link to it here in the show notes because I haven't really linked to this very often. I've just actually returned to reading this, and I kind of like it. So here is what the great Celtic saint Columbanus wrote. Do not consider what you are, but what you will be. What you are lasts for a mere moment. What you will be is eternal. Do not be lazy, but acquire in a short time what you will possess forever. Overcome the dislike of exerting yourself now by thinking of the reward to come. Why do you chase after vain things? Remember, life's joys disappear like a dream in the night. So wake up. Yeah, y'all, there is a lot that we have been sleeping about. I think first and foremost, we are in this era paying so much attention to these screens that we miss the natural world around us. And I hope that as you listen to these podcasts, as you watch these videos, as you read my posts, the importance of recognizing our foundational, fundamental nature as planetary pilgrims continues to grow inside of you. I also think, especially in this country, in this nation, the United States, that we have been asleep about our democracy, asleep about how fragile it is. And I think that is somewhere that this Advent season, we can strive to wake up, right? Strive to begin to look forward, to look ahead as this regime collapses. And it could be pretty ugly on the way down, y'all. This ban that we see now against any sort of migrants is very scary and devastating to who we are as a country that welcomes people, especially people in great need, refugees and others. It is counter and contrary to who we are and what we have been. And yet, here we are. So I think for us, a big part is that waking up, but also waking up in other ways as well. I want to tell you a little bit about what I hope and plan to do during this Advent season. So, I really believe very strongly in my own personal practices to have multiple times of prayer each day, a morning prayer and an evening prayer, right? So, what I am going to strive to do each day, and I'm going to try to work ahead a little bit on these, so hopefully that will help, but send to you 2 posts each day, a 6 a.m. and a 6 p.m. Each one of those is going to be an Advent perspective. I don't want to tell you about what each of those is just yet, but the first one, the morning one, will be the more spirit-oriented one, the one looking backwards at the liturgical gospel, reflecting on that. And then the second one, the 6 p.m., is going to be looking forward, looking around to see where we are as a nation, and looking forward as far as a country and a planet to where we are invited to go. So I hope you will join me each day, starting tomorrow, Sunday, first day of Advent. And I really hope that you will pass this along to others. I hope you will encourage others to subscribe. If you want to become a paid subscriber, that is always appreciated. And yet, whatever you can do to support this, even just liking this, even commenting on this, makes a difference. So I very much appreciate that. So I want to end with the prayer that goes with the reading that I just read. And this is attributed to George MacLeod, founder of the 20th century Iona community. And the Iona community is a very unique place. I'll try to also put a link to it here in the show notes or the recording notes. So here is what he says. He says, we sleep when we think that the world is as it always was. It is high time to awake to the truth that Jesus has come. His summons is urgent in our midst. Nearer than we know, he is coming in judgment. He might come in judgment this Christmas. We confess that we sleep when we think that power is still of this world. It is a high time to awake to the truth that his power alone is working permanently. All the civilizations built in scorn of Christ's power are as if they had never been. And our civilization with them will equally go down. Nearer than we know, Christ will be seen coming in power. He might even come in power this Christmas. Give us grace to wait in spiritual expectancy his coming again, to practice true humility, to be exercised in the ways of real power, to express the glory that we may recognize the kingship of a cradle, the royalty of being ruled, the seniority of service, so that should Christ come this Christmas, his body bloody, but his head crowned, we would be found among those who worshiped and not among those who would kill. If these things would be, it is high time to awake out of sleep. Well, y'all, I'm actually going to go to sleep, and I imagine you will be picking this up when you wake from sleep. And I hope and pray on this last day of the church year that we may rest, we may work, we may serve, we may love in all the ways that we are invited to. And that on the Sabbath, on Sunday, we may awake on new liturgical year morning and be ready for what this year, 2026 of the calendar of the liturgical year, will bring for us. All right, y'all, blessing and good. Be bold, be gentle, be well, and hold fast, y'all.